problems with the video files dropping, and not sure if it's the SD cards this time. I just got the camera back. Worked lovely the first video I did, and then after that I'm starting to get drop files. So let's go, let's try again. I want to make this video on AC contactor. Contactors are not really that difficult once you understand how they work. But I see a lot of people don't use a meter on them, and I don't understand why. Because once you use a meter, you can really detect a lot of stuff, what's going on, whether it's bad, whether it's getting call from the thermostat. You can test it even if the thermostat's not working. It's a few things you can do with it, and I understand. So I'm gonna try to get into that as best I can. In a second, I will probably cut the video and put the camera in a different angle and show you the contactor and show you how it works. Okay. Yesterday I was for the maybe third time working on AC this year. Haven't worked on AC possibly 6-7 months. It wasn't the season, and we get rusty. We get cold, I guess, and then we have to kind of relearn the little things and remember certain things. And yesterday I made a mistake, and it was because of this reason, so hence the video. Basically, we got there, the unit wasn't working. I had a trainee with me. He's very good. I don't necessarily consider him a trainee, but in this place, yeah, he's still a trainee. It took me 5 years to get good in this place, and I was 19 years experience before I got here. Okay, but this place is very difficult, extremely annoying, and intense to work. That's putting it politely. Either way, we got there, and he sees the compressor off. He's like, change the capacitor. Give me my meter. So first thing I tested for voltage from the top of the contactor, whether it was going to the unit or not. I don't read anything. I'm thinking the contactor's bad. Then I test the voltage from the bottom coming in to the contactor. Nothing. I go, oh boy, when the breakers are off. I check the disconnect. Disconnect is just a pull. You turn upside down and put back in for off, and turn right, put back in for correct. So there was nothing really wrong with the contactor. I couldn't find anything there. Couldn't find any voltage coming from it. Testing it with my meter again. I was like, okay, we got nothing going to the disconnect, going to the unit at all. No voltage at all. Very little point something, whatever it was. It was a joke. We went inside, tested all the breakers inside the unit. Everything was good. I asked the gentleman to reset everything. He did reset everything, and didn't work. So, yeah, do I gotta go to the panel, pull the face off, and check every breaker? And he's like, well, what about the outside panel? And that was my mistake. And he pointed it out, the green horn. And I'm the oldie. I'm the experienced one. This is what I mean when you're cold and you're coming back to something. You have to kind of relearn it or remember it, and it's not so easy sometimes. You can make a simple mistake just like I made yesterday. I forgot about the exterior panel. There's a 100 amp service panel for the units, and there's a 300 amp service panel outside for 3 units. And I forgot about that. And sure enough, we opened the door, and there was a breaker that was off. That tripped. We reset it, the unit went right back on. I was like, alright, okay. So, hence the video for you guys, right? So I apologize about me being tired Saturday morning, having a tough 3 years, so let's not even say week or weekend. But we're gonna get better. We're gonna do the best we can until we can't do no more. That's where it's at right now. Is do the best you can until you can't do no more. It's been that way for a long time, and I have a feeling it's going to stay that way for a long time. Either way, any questions you guys ask, let me pause the video and we'll get to the contactor and break it down, right? Important. Okay, contactor in the box. Magnetic contactor. Box is beat up and sitting around. Sometimes you see these contactors with this type connector on the bottom and the top. Other times you see it like this, where it's basically you use different type connectors on the top. Excuse me. Alright, so the main cables come in here. 120, 120. You'll have different points here where you can use different type connectors. And once the 120 and 120 come in, you get 120 on this side, on these four. Same thing here, so you can pull voltage from there for whatever type of unit you're using. Okay. On the top, you cannot pull voltage from here, or even this type here, where you have a circle or eye adapter that screws in. You take the screw out, put it there, and tightens in. Unless this is in right here. Excuse me. Which is basically a solenoid. There it is on the bottom. And once the magnetic current goes through there, it pulls the pin in. And usually it does that when the 24 volts from the step down transformer in the furnace upstairs, or wherever it is at, sends voltage to this side and the other side. Once you get that 24 voltage, you get current, and this goes into the contactor itself, and you get voltage traveling from the bottom to the top. So like I said, I tested the top here first, no voltage in these two screws, and then I tested the bottom here in these two screws, and no voltage, and I was like, okay, it's not the contactor. I thought it was the contactor at first. Other things you will see will be ants. I don't know why they love to travel in here, and they will destroy the contactor where it will not be able to function. And I will basically tap the crap out of it, put a little oil in there, and kind of get the grit and the ants out of there, and actually get it to work at times. Sometimes I can't get it to work, it's that bad, and then I have to change it out. Okay, I will pull the disconnect out, the bus fuses, whatever it uses. Make sure the current is off 100% before I even attempt to change the contactor. Okay, so I will not do that. And of course I use my multimeter. So again, I described the gentleman saying, change capacitor. He's like, I'm like, no. Let's see what's going on first. Let's not just jump to conclusions just because the unit is not on. Let's try to find out why it's not on. So that's my attempt. And it's a little bit of the reason why it's still calling green. And I was cold, but at least I knew I had my basics with me, even though I forgot about the service panel outside. So it's a common mistake, these things, and hence the video. Okay, you get a general idea how it works. Any questions, just ask. Definitely you're going to need a good multimeter and knowledge how to use it. If you're not sure, or if you're nervous about testing this kind of equipment, because it's high voltage, 240 can hurt you. It can kick you multiple feet off your feet and in the air, and it can hurt you or kill you, and it's not an easy thing to do. So don't do anything like this, don't attempt anything like this unless you have understanding. If you have a semi-understanding and you want to use gloves to protect yourself, that is the smart way to go. You put gloves on both hands, so whatever time testing equipment you're using, current's not passing to you. Of course you can short something out, you can arc something, you can melt something. You can do a lot of really bad mistakes and damage stuff, but hopefully you can keep yourself safe. Okay, alright, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.